up, my survivor thrivers? It is me, Authentically Regina B, and I am back filming another video. I have been working in my workbooks. Today is Monday, October 4th. I just filmed like a short video yesterday and I just uploaded that. Well, I scheduled to have it uploaded a little bit later today. But yesterday was just really a struggle for me, and I just wanted to share it with you guys so that you don't always see me like sometimes I am, feeling lower. Sometimes I am triggered by different events that are going on in my life, as well as different thoughts that I have. And so I just wanted to kind of share that with you, and also tell you what my process is and how I've pushed through those situations. So yeah, I was feeling, a little low yesterday, and I did go ahead and film a video, and then the active steps I took after that to try to help myself was I acknowledged my feelings. I prayed about it. I read my Bible. I'm trying to get through the book of Acts, because that's not a book that I'm familiar with Acts, but it's not one that I'm really familiar with. So I'm trying to get through the book of Acts. So I just went ahead and did that, even though I had some thoughts going through my head. While I was doing it, I still pushed through and I did it anyway. And the thought that was going through my head was like, I don't feel like finish reading this. But I finished reading it, Then I worked on my workbooks, and then I went for a 10K run at the local track. And I will, at the end of this video, share with you, because I did film myself walking to the track, and then I filmed myself after my run just to kind of log it. And I'm not gonna lie, I am not good or really confident at, holding the phone so close to my face, but I will share that with you. So if you're interested in what I had to say before and after my run, I will put that in the end of this video. But yeah, so I went ahead, I wanted to do a 10K on a Sunday. I used the Nike Run Club app, and I really enjoy earning the badges. So that's just, like a reward. Like a badge is like a reward. And so I knew that I wanted to do that. I hadn't done a 10K outside for this entire year. So I wanted to get after it and do that. And I did it. And I was really proud of myself. Like, I really pushed through. The first 40 minutes I ran straight through. And then after that, I had to start taking breaks because people started showing up at the track, which was getting me distracted. So my energy wasn't really all that focused in on my running. It was more so me keeping my head on the swivel, making sure I know, who's up there. I was the only woman up there. So, just keeping my head on the swivel. I felt safe, but we always want to be aware of our surroundings. And so that took a little bit of energy out of me. But yeah, it ended up turning my day around. By the time I came home, I was just like this, like, I did it. So just wanted to share that with you, but let's get into this workbook. So as you know, I have decided to work on these two together. And today was actually day 7, week 1, day 7. So I will be jumping into week 2 tomorrow, which will be Tuesday. But on the channel, we left off on day 4. So let me get to day 4 really quickly. And yeah, I'm going to be to day 5 because we finished off at day 4. So let me get to day 5 as well in my journal. I don't live too far from a fire station, and a school, and the police always like at a certain, around this time, they're getting people. Like, sometimes me and my husband stand in the window like, got him, slow down. It's a lot of walkers and runners around here. So day 5, here is day 5. Ask about physical health. I'm not going to read what he talked about with his client, but there is a great recognition than ever before of the interdependence of the mind and the body, with the mind affecting the machine and vice versa. Take some time to think about your physical health. General health. Do you deal with chronic health diseases like high blood pressure or diabetes? No. Do you worry about your physical health? And what is your relationship with your body like? And so I just answered, no, I don't have any chronic diseases. Thank God. Thank you, God. No, I don't. And it says, do you worry about your physical health? I mean, yes, I want to stay healthy. So sometimes I do think like, oh, let me eat this or let me not do that, you know? And then the next one was, what is your relationship with your body? And I said, for the most part, good. I could say my body image or acceptance of my body could improve. And then I wrote, regular exercise definitely helps my body as well as my mind. That is so true. Like I said, that like I use it as medicine. You know, I use it as medicine. Physical activity. Do you get regular physical activity that you enjoy, or does exercise feel like an unpleasant chore? Are there forms of movement you like, such as dancing or walking with friends, that don't feel like exercising at all? So, you know, yes, I get regular exercise. I enjoy running and walking, you know, lifting weights occasionally. And I do enjoy yoga. I do have my bestie that I run with and walk with or run with. Was it Friday? I believe, let's see, Saturday. I think Friday I went for a walk with my neighbor. Yeah, because the kids were out of school. So we went for a walk up to the local park and let the kids play, and then we walked back. So yes. Drugs and alcohol. What role does alcohol or other mood-altering substances play in your life? Have you had any problems with drugs or alcohol use? Has anyone given you a hard time about it or told you to cut down? I wrote, what role does alcohol and drugs play? Drugs don't play a big role at all. None, actually. I drink a pint and a shot of whiskey nightly as a sleep aid. No, I don't have a problem with drugs or alcohol. And no one gives me a hard time or tells me to cut down or anything. You know, sometimes like if money's running low, my husband might be like, do you want to skip, you know, your pint? And I'm like, no. But yeah, I use it as a sleep aid. My husband is a very, very loud sleeper. He has a sleep pap machine, but he's a very, very loud sleeper. And because I have a very sensitive startle response, I just use that. And I know people who have used things like Ambien, and for me, it's a hard pass. It's a hard pass. And then drugs, you know, I mean, I eat edibles or whatever, but no, I don't have a problem with anything like that. Then we're going on to food. Consider any issues you may have related to food. Do you routinely eat out of boredom or to change your mood? Do you ever struggle to eat enough, either because you're uninterested in food or you have a fear of getting fat? No, I don't eat out of boredom, you know, very, very rarely. And then the next question was, do you ever struggle to eat enough? No, not really. I do often think about my size and not wanting to overeat. And that fear of getting fat, I think, comes from my familial background. Most of the women in my family history would be considered, you know, obese. So I try to keep that in the back of my mind, because that's just not something that I want from my life, because I'm an eater. I like good food and I can eat. So I really have to be like, okay, you're full. And this is also a part of just getting to know your situation and getting to know your lifestyle habits, as we discussed in the previous video. And then he goes on to, what's your sleep like? Poor sleep makes everything more difficult. How have you been sleeping? Too much, too little? Any problems falling asleep or staying asleep? Do you often wake up long before your alarm, unable to fall back asleep? Consider anything that might affect your sleep. Kids, pets, neighbors, a partner who snores, a demanding work schedule. So for sleep, I have trouble falling asleep, so I self-medicate with whiskey, as I said. Yes, I wake up at times, usually to use the bathroom throughout the night. I don't have an alarm. My husband has an alarm, but I usually sometimes feel like I wake up before I'm ready to wake up. But I'm learning. I watched a video of this older Black gentleman. He was 101. And one of the things that he said he does is, as soon as he wakes up, he gets up. He said it doesn't matter what time it is, he gets up. And so I think eventually, as my children get older though, because You know, he's 100, so his kids is grown and gone. But once they do that, I probably will. But like today, I woke up at 5:30, and I made myself go back to sleep, and then I woke up again about 7. And that was the time that I wanted to wake up. And then what was the third question about sleep? Consider anything else that might affect your sleep. Like I said, my husband snores. I have very rambunctious children and a husband who snores. So, you know, if God gives me grace and space for whiskey, I hope that you will too as well, but it's not necessary. And then day 6 also talks about recreation and relaxation, and domestic responsibilities was the final thing. And the questions that he asks is, well, he says we all need times when we can relax and unwind. Many things can crowd out our ability to have fun and recharge. A demanding job, second jobs to make ends meet, health problems, the work of parenting, not to mention anxiety and depression. Excuse me. What do you like to do in your free time? Are you constantly on, or are there times when you can relax? Are there things you'd like to do more? Think about the last time you felt relaxed. What were you doing? Do you enjoy certain hobbies and pastimes? Or do your hobbies feel like a second job rather than restorative downtime? Do you find that, like Phil, you fritter away your time on things that don't bring true enjoyment? Have anxiety and depression affected your enjoyment of and the participation of hobbies and pastimes? And look at that little space. All those questions in that little space. He probably didn't want the book to be long, but this whole page right here should just be blank if you are wanting to write in this. Excuse me. But to answer those questions, I like to run. I make time to run and exercise. I run just so that I don't put too much on my legs. I do 4 days of running, and then I have a rest day. And on that rest day, I'll either do yoga, or I'll do some I'll do a 10-minute arm video or a 10-minute lower body or core or something. And so, yeah, I feel like I'm constantly on because I am a stay-at-home mom. I do make the time to relax. Yes and no, there are things I want to do more of, like Pilates classes and going to yoga classes. I feel relaxed during my at-home yoga, when reading the Bible, doing this workbook, cooking, watching videos. Yes, I enjoy certain hobbies and pastimes. Hobbies don't feel like a second job. And then I said sometimes. Oh, because he asked, does anxiety and depression help with participation? And I just wrote, anxiety and depression at times affect my enjoyment of and participation of hobbies and pastimes, but I'm better at doing things I enjoy even when I don't feel like it or want to. And in the end, I feel better. Hi, baby. Hi, you trying to say hi? I know you didn't take a nap, babe. So go ahead and have some quiet time, and I'll be back in there in just a second. Okay, so go back to your room and have some quiet time. Go ahead. You didn't finish out your nap. Go ahead. Gracie, go to your room and finish out your nap time. Let me get through this. Okay, so domestic responsibilities. It says all of us have responsibilities at home, which may include cleaning, buying and preparing food, paying bills, mowing the lawn, and taking out the trash. Are you able to take care of your daily responsibilities? Are there any issues between you and your partner or roommates about how chores are divided? Write any related issues below. And that was just a nope. No. Short and sweet, no. So that was that. And then today, which was day 7, excuse me, he had us to review, make goals, and to begin to log our time. And he gave an example on this page of what logging our time looks like. So we did that on day 7. And then here's a blank one. And there's also a website that if you guys want to do this as well, let's see, right there. I'll put it down in the description as well, but this is the little log that he wants us to start using beginning week 2. And then at the end, he does a chapter check-in. So the chapter check-in, it says, the work you've done this week has clarified how anxiety and depression are affecting your life and what changes you want to make. Throughout the rest of the program, you'll be setting small goals to help you move forward toward your larger overall goals. Review your goal list several times this week to see if you want to add anything. Take a moment to put reminders in your calendar or put a copy of your goals somewhere you'll see each day. It's easy to let a week go by without returning to this work. Remember to complete the daily activities form for 4 days over the following week. You can download copies of it online I'm not going to read that. You can also plan now for when you'll tackle week 2, which I'm going to start tomorrow, where we begin to work on moving towards your goals and getting back to life. Take a few minutes to write down your thoughts, feelings, and any concerns you may have in the space below. So for day 7, I just said, I'm feeling hopeful and willing to do the work necessary to be ye transformed. That's my favorite scripture, Romans 12:2. Be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. And grateful that I found this book as an aid to help me do just that. And some of the goals that I have, to change the way I see things, to not allow negative thinking or feelings to cause me to be reactive, to be more direct and honest, letting my yes be yes and my no, no. That's a proverb. And the check-in, it says take a few minutes to write down your thoughts and feelings. And I said I'm not concerned. I'm looking forward to completing this book and seeing what results I get out of the effort I put in. So I kind of answered that twice. But that was day 7, and that is where we're at. So tomorrow, I will be beginning week 2, day 1. I'm also going to go ahead and start the activities, and it says getting back to life this week too. So that's what I'm going to be starting there. And so far, I'm really enjoying my book. I will say that this, even just what I've done so far in understanding cognitive behavioral therapy, anxiety and depression, it helped me yesterday and it's helped me today as well, because I've been able to really examine my thoughts. Like, I'm listening to my thoughts and I'm coming back to the present moment. Like, Gina, no, we're not going to think about that. We don't know what's going to happen with that. And just really making sure that any feelings of irritation, agitation, frustration, anxiety, anger, anything, that I just acknowledge it and I say, well, Lord, I'm angry about that, or like I'm frustrated. And then just moving forward. I do the guided run on Nike Run Club app, and they have this one that's called Headspace. And I love, his name is Andy Pettycombe, and he actually has his own app too, but it costs and it's kind of expensive. So I just use what he did on Nike Run Club app. But one guided run that he did, which was really, really awesome, he talks about how thoughts are like clouds. They're gonna come up, they're gonna float in, and you have to just let some of those thoughts, like, acknowledge them, like, and then just let them move on. And then come back present to what you are currently doing. And he was just talking about that in life and in running as well. So then next we have let that go. Let that shit go. I love doing it. I feel like back when I was younger and like I was an usher in the choir and I was in the choir, like I feel like somebody on the motherboard would have been like, but again, and studies show that people who cuss a lot are way more honest than people who don't. That's what studies show. So October 1st was Treat Yourself. When you're feeling shitty, whether it's from a bad day, a crummy immune system, or just enduring the slow crawl of human existence, it's time to do something special to take your mind off things. Feel like sitting in a bubble bath and speaking to no one? Great. Want to go for a hike and see some happy little trees? Get at it. Call it me time, call it self-care, or call it getting fancy as fuck. And just so you guys know, no, my 2-year-old did not follow my directions. She's like over here, like rolling around and doing stuff. But here that is. I don't know if you can see that. And so it says, carve out some time to treat yourself like royalty. Reserve 3 days over the next 3 months. Jot down what you'll do and make that shit happen. 1, I want to get my nails and toes done. And I want to get my eyebrows done. I haven't got my eyebrows done in a while because I'm trying to grow them in, and I want them to be cleaned up, but I want them to be thicker. And I went to an eyebrow threading place. This might be TMI, but I went to an eyebrow threading place and she threaded my eyebrows so thin. So I've been letting them grow in. I want to get a facial and I want to get my hair done. I don't know if you guys know, but I have started my lock journey. So I do need a retwist, but I'm also considering stopping and going back to my braids. So we'll see what happens with that. But getting my hair done. I had to look this up on Google and now I can't say it again. October 2nd is this. Gracie, I want you to go finish your nap. I had to look that word up and Schadenfreude. It says pleasure deprived by someone from another person's misfortune. Schadenfreude. I love this author. Oh my God. It's just even fun to say that. Okay, sometimes when you're angry or hurt, it feels best to wrap yourself in a snuggly quilt of Schadenfreude to feel that warm reassurance that one day karma will circle back and give all fuckheads what they deserve and reveal that some of the most smug people you know are only pretending to be happy. You know what's also great? Not giving a fuck. The longer you spend quilting a patchwork of hopes and dreams for someone else's demise, the less time you'll have to sew your own happiness. Make a quilt of the things that make you happy. Imagine what it would be made of for the next few minutes and snuggle in. And I just thought about this. Excuse me. But what she's saying is basically, biblically, it's take no vengeance. Vengeance is mine, saith the Lord. So yeah, people are going to offend us. People are going to hurt us. People have hurt us. But we should never sit back. And even Jesus tells us that we're not supposed to sit back and be happy at another person's downfall. Basically, trials and tribulations. Because, you know, the Pharisees and different things, you know, go back and read Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. But, you know, they were of this culture that if you were sick or if you were unclean, it was a result of something you'd done. It was like a penalty for something you'd done or something your family had done. And so Jesus came and he said, no, don't say that, you know, this calamity has happened to this nation of people because of their wickedness. And don't look at yourself like wonderful things are happening to me and that didn't happen to me because I am, you know, I am related to Abraham. I'm paraphrasing, but that's why God gives us the ability to read, because you can go read it for yourself. But yeah, so what I said my quilt looked like, I wanted it to be tie-dye, colored with mainly yellow, like sunrise colors. And so what I would wrap myself in is like my faith, my family, food, writing, you know, that's the stuff that makes me happy. It would be big and soft and just slightly furry. And what goes along with that is like running. I like cooking, watching nature, driving, making videos. Excuse me. And yeah, I would have things written on it that say like, bless up, that say you're loved. And that is what my blanket would look like. Make a quilt of things that make you happy. Yeah. Instead of thinking about wanting other people to suffer. And I think that's what I didn't want anyone to suffer, but I was making myself upset just thinking about the situation. And I talk about the situation in the previous video. So if you haven't watched it, go watch it. I talk about it a little bit. And it wasn't that, it was just like, man, I just kind of feel like they don't feel bad. You don't feel bad. People that do stuff, you know. So October 3rd, which was Saturday, is non-platitudes on gratitude. True gratitude is subtle and unassuming, not to be confused with her attention-seeking little sister, #blessed. Gratitude is the heart of the mindfulness family, and she's not here for anyone's phony shit. If you were gratitude, how would you express yourself in a meaningful way? Through meditative movement, thankful for the God-given healing powers within our own bodies, thankful for eyes to see the beauty in nature, the faithfulness of God in nature, and after taking all that in, sharing / pouring out that same beauty and faithfulness onto others. So that's how I would express it. Meditative movement, it could be just rocking back and forth, looking outside at nature, looking at how creation sustains us, looking at how like squirrels and birds are always provided for, and just thinking about how I'm always provided for, my family is always provided for. So then 10-4, which is today. So I'm sorry, October 3rd was yesterday, was Sunday. So just imagine I had to do that. So it definitely helped me out of my funk. I did that yesterday. So today, which is 10-4, right? Yeah, 10-4. It says, some people say the best revenge is happiness. I love how she starts with these things that we know, and then she just crushes it. It's awesome. So some people say the best revenge is happiness. As it turns out, 26? Okay. As it turns out, those people are douchebags and also poor planners. How would you find out if your revenge was successful? Will you be e-blasting everyone about your happiness, asking them to fill out a survey on envy? Now you're the douchebag. It's a Rube Goldberg machine of douchebaggery traveling from one person to another, and you can stop that noise right now. Instead, consider ditching revenge and spreading your happiness. What are 5 ways you can put someone else's happiness in motion? Encourage someone, tell someone I'm thinking about them through a call or text, tell my husband I'm proud of him and his new promotion, plan and invite people to Graceland's birthday party, make fresh popcorn for the girls for an afternoon snack. So those are things and ways that I can think about and make someone else happy. I have really been enjoying doing both of those books. Like I said, I feel like they go really, really well together. They're definitely helping me be more mindful of my thoughts and my attitudes. And like I said, I like her book because the things that we kind of tell ourselves, she's kind of crushing it. Those quotes that we hear, like the best revenge is happiness. I love how she just crushed that. Because if you read that, you're just like, yeah. And then you read what she says, and I'm just like, she's right. So I've really been enjoying it. I hope that you are well. I hope that you are in good health. Thank you for stopping by and checking out this video. I greatly, greatly appreciate it. If you enjoyed what you saw, go ahead and hit that thumbs up, leave a comment, and definitely subscribe to the channel if you are not subscribed. And I want to shout out my one subscriber, my fellow thriver, CD. I have not seen you in a minute in the comments, but I just always want to shout you out because you are my day one, and you are the encouragement that I receive that helped me to keep pressing on. So thank you so much. I hope you well. I'm thinking of you. I wish you well. And yeah, thank you guys for stopping by. Thank you for the love and support. If nobody tells you today, I'm telling you, you matter. I love you. Peace. What's up, my survivor thrivers? So same day, different time of day. It's still the morning, but it's later in the morning. And I just wanted to come on so I could share with you guys like what I do when I'm feeling angry or sad or melancholy. I call it melancholy. This is what I do. So I've done my workbooks. First, I read my scripture, which was in Acts 9 today. I did my workbook. And now, this way, I'm headed up to my local track I'm headed up to my local track to do a Sunday fun day run. I am using a Nike Run Club app to pick my run that I'm going to do. And yeah, I don't feel like, yeah, I feel happy. Yay. I don't feel super angry anymore. I'm definitely out of my head. I'm not like fantasizing about going off on people. So that's a bonus. And I'm just going to get out and just, try to be grateful for everything that God has provided for me. Yeah, and I'm going to look at these beautiful clouds, beautiful nature, and just be grateful for good health and being physically fit. So that's what I do when I'm not feeling my best self. I definitely try not to stay, what does it say? Complain and remain. Like that's that generational curse that I'm trying to break, is staying and remaining. I don't want to stay and remain angry or anxious or worried or any of that. So I try to put things into practice. Like God gives us the tools, but it's up to us whether we want to use those tools. Faith is by doing, and I'm realizing that it's not a bad thing to use God's resources to help us in this life. Like I had to tell myself that one day I was like, Lord, I'm sorry if I'm using you. And then something was like, that's exactly why I've given you my word, so that you can use the things that I'm telling you to do to help you in your trials and tribulations. And trials and tribulations aren't just these huge catastrophic things that happen in life. Trials and tribulation are just the everyday bumps that we go through. So yeah, about to get after it. Look at that little friend. Hi, friend. Go away. All right, guys, I'll see you after the run. I did it. 10K on a Sunday, 62 minutes, I believe. Average pace was 10:54. So I dropped my pace, which is awesome. It was hard towards the end because there's some people up here doing like practicing fighting, and it just made me nervous at the end. But I did it the first 40 minutes. I ran straight through, and that was better than the 10K race I just did, which that was on an actual course with a lot of hills. So I had to stop on some of those hills because around here there's a lot of steep hills. But yeah, the first 40 ran straight through, and then towards the end, you obviously get tired, you get distracted. So I had to stop a couple of times and just center myself and catch my breath. But that is exactly what I wanted to do. 10K on a Sunday. I hear the church bells ringing. Like the clouds look really, really nice. Saw some awesome birds up in the sky. And I can do all things through Christ who gives me strength. All things. I can run through my fears. I can run through my anger. I can run through my joy. And it's His good and pleasing will to bless us to do those things. To be able to get outside and get after it. So these are the things. I don't know if it's a father and son, but they're out here enjoying themselves. They were the ones hitting on the bag and stuff. Or, they had the gloves and was practicing and stuff, that's pretty awesome. But I'm going to get home. I'm probably going to drink some water. I'm going to see how I feel. In the guided run that I did, he said to eat within 45 minutes. And so I usually do intermittent fasting because I eat a lot of calories towards the evening and I drink at night as well. So, liquor has a lot of calories as well. So usually when I wake up, I'm not hungry. I want coffee and water. So get away. I know I'm sweaty and it's like I'm salty, but get away, okay? Like the buzz is like, ooh, salt. But yeah, this is what I do. And I've really just recently started being able to do all these things within the last 3 years. 2022 will be year 4 of me consistently running. And before, God always brought me out of my fogs and my funks. But before, it would just take longer because I wasn't doing anything besides praying and crying, fussing and cussing. But now it's like I know to read, I know to do my workbooks, I know to get out and get active and do all of those things that I know in the end will benefit me. So, and I really also learned that like trials and tribulations may come every day because we live in a fallen world. This thing is gonna follow me the whole way home. It's trying to distract me, but trials and tribulations are gonna come. Struggles are gonna come. Challenges are gonna come. But we have to put into practice the things that God tells us so that not to avoid trials and tribulations, but to just work through them with joy. Joy and happiness is 2 different things. Happiness is a feeling. Joy is, I feel like, a way of life. So I get all philosophical after my runs, but yeah. So again, even on my run, I was thinking about, different stuff, but I just had to bring my mind back to what I was doing, listening to my music, listening to my guided run, praying. And I'm just grateful because I know that in the end, God always wins. So glory be to God. Glory be to God. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. I enjoyed it. I'll post it. Right now, the enemy's in my ear like, dang, your teeth is yellow, girl. But I'm like, I'm not a model and I'm not a beauty queen, So I'm going to get home and, love on my family, love on myself. And you guys have a beautiful Sunday. I already said that you matter. You matter. Thank you for your support. And you are definitely loved. So peace.